I wanted people to see how bad it actually is, and not just because they don't have a place to sleep. There's a lot more to it than that, and I would hope that this series examines that pretty thoroughly, you know, and so people will have a better understanding. There was a viewer who said to me, you know, there hasn't been much on YouTube about homelessness, and I hope that my videos have changed that perspective, because I think this is something that needs to be on YouTube. I think it's something that needs to be addressed. I think it's something that needs to be out there for people to be talking about and doing something about, not just talking about, but doing something about. Because this series is called Homeless in Pittsburgh, but there is homeless in wherever it is that you live. The day-to-day struggles that these folks endure, and this is why I say the most impressive lesson that I've learned through all this is not so much my own physical resilience, but the human spirit. Folks, in the homeless shelters, there are people that wake up in the morning that are the happiest people I've ever met in my life. And these people don't have nowhere to go. They appreciate the most simplest things in life because that's all they have. I also dislike very much, this is where it's going to get a little controversial, this video, because I'm going to say a couple of things and I don't think some people are going to like it, but I do not like the way the government is involved with homeless people, because here's something that I'm going to tell you that may disturb you. Or you may not give a fuck because you're not homeless. Right now in the homeless shelter where I stayed, there was a capacity of 105 people. The very same people that come in every night and start shit and drama and fights and verbal fights, physical fights, they're allowed back in the next day. Remember I told you about that in the video? Why did they let these people back in? Well, because they have to keep their numbers up so that they get funding for these homeless programs. The homeless programs are controlled by Allegheny County here in the state of Pennsylvania, as far as I know. I don't know how much of the state is involved personally, but what I'm trying to say is, you know, just follow the money trail. It's all about money. It's all about grants. Deep down, they really don't care about homeless people. If they had it their way, they'd probably throw you in jail. Vagrancy, whatever. And it just looks good on paper that they're doing something about it. That's why the homeless shelters are in the conditions that they're in. Okay, don't believe me. I don't want to get political about it. It's not a Democrat or Republican problem. I'm not trying to speak from either perspective on that, because I really don't care. I've been in this. I've made videos of it. I couldn't make a video in the shelter itself. I would have got kicked out. I couldn't do it. But I've been there. I've had the experience of living there, and I know what it's like. I know the routine, and I explained it to you in the videos. I told everybody, if they don't believe me, just go, you know, go stay in a homeless shelter one night, and you'll find out. I'm in Hines Chapel, in case you're wondering. Yeah, beautiful church. Wish it was open. There's something else I wanted to say here. So it's funded by the county, gets grants by the state and whatever, just to make themselves look good. These people that process you, they can't run a computer better than a 5-year-old. They barely have any skills. They just, I'm not going to castigate people to death, but I mean, there's just people that are involved with this program that just are not simply qualified to do it. My suggestion is to take the homeless problem and put it in the private sector. In that way, I think it would do a lot better. That's just my personal opinion. I'm not going to get political about it. Feel free to comment below. I don't care. I don't censor people's comments, but you can say what you want. But being through this experience, as I see it, you know, I think it would be a lot better if it was in a private sector. That way you'd be able to go to a place of your choice where probably food and regulations and things of that nature would be a lot more humane. They could still hire security, even a guy that carries a gun. I mean, I just think that a lot of people out there just aren't aware of how serious an issue homelessness is. Hence, once again, this is why I did the series. So, I hope I have opened up a lot of eyes. I hope I have opened up a lot of ears. I hope I have showed you the day-to-day struggles that homeless people endure. But I also hope that I've showed you, like I said, there is some happiness through this. There just is. What I have found out is no matter how bad your situation is, you know, it's still better than being dead. I can show you crippled homeless people that are happier than people who live in penthouses here in Pittsburgh. I mean, it's just the way it is. We have 2 people in wheelchairs that stay at a homeless shelter where I stayed at. They can't walk. And they have smiles on their faces all the time. They're the friendliest people you ever meet in your life. You know? Once you go through something like this, like I said, you're going to appreciate so much in life. It has opened my eyes. It has opened my own eyes to how much of a difference I can make in the, you know, struggles of the world. And I did that through a YouTube series, which is this. And I have other projects coming up here. So, I mean, this is not the end of my channel. I have other things I'm going to do, I'm going to pursue. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just that, unfortunately, this series has really taken a toll on my health. I'm going to have to take a few days off. I'm going to have to get better. I'm probably going to have to go to the hospital just to get checked out and make sure I'm okay. And I'll be back up and running, I promise. I have a whole new series in mind, but I won't, you know, disclaim any details as of right now because everything is still up in the air yet. So I really hope that you enjoyed this series. I certainly enjoyed making all the videos. One of the major problems that I had was at night when I would sleep on very cold nights. Well, not every cold night, but on some of the cold nights when I went into the shelters, I had this camera and I had my little tablet there, and you know, I had like $1,000 worth of equipment on me at all the times, and I could never leave my bag out of my sight because I didn't want people to steal it. I said there's a lot of theft that occurs in these homeless shelters, so it was a challenge for me to, you know, keep things at bay and at peace, and I didn't want nobody to, you know, get a hold of my stuff. So yeah, that was a challenge, and plus it's a challenge walking around with it all the time too, because you never know who's watching you. So there was a lot of challenges that I faced. I learned to look at people in a different light. Not everybody who wears these kind of goofy hats and these kinds of clothes is out to get you. Simply not true. But when you spend when you spend a considerable time out in these streets, you can pretty much tell who's out to get you and who's not. It's really hard for me to explain how I exactly know that, but homeless people know. They just do. And guys, it's been breathtaking to stand before you and give you all this information, and having you guys watch my videos and support me so much as you did. It means the world to me. My YouTube channel has really grown because of this, and I hope it continues to grow. I hope you continue to watch what kind of material I'm going to provide for you. It's been a really enlightening experience. It really has, guys. I can't do any of this without you. You know, you guys have, you know, given me pushes and encouragements, and you've